So the first one is called Serenity, and that's where we're actually teaching you how to relax. Don't underestimate the importance of that when you're going through this. Your nervous system gets all messed up from that stress. That hypervigilance we're talking about earlier, where you're like constantly stressed, constantly looking around for danger. It's exhausting. And the more tired you get, the worse you sleep, and you just spiral down into the dumps, like we're talking about here. So, how you get out of this is you master these four emotions. And I didn't come up with these four emotions. I looked at 250 emotions and I read books, hundreds of books on their autobiographies, actually, of people who'd been through abuse. I was looking for the pattern. Like, what's the pattern? There's got to be a pattern to this. And there were four emotions that were in all of them. Like Oprah Winfrey, for example, would be one of the best examples. So the W stands for warrior. And the warrior we were talking about earlier when someone talked about, how do you express yourself? A lot of times what happens after abuse is you start to just kind of come in, right? Living under the rock, as we talked about earlier. And the warrior is about self-expression, about telling people with full voice, like, I'm not going to yell here, but like full power, how to tell people to stay away from you if necessary. And it's a key part of preventing this from happening again, which is super important. But self-expression is really going to come from your assertiveness. And not only that, the warrior is about increasing the standard of where you want to live your life and not settling to live down here in the dumps anymore. When you actually have that warrior emotion, it's like you're putting that line in the sand that you're deciding, this is my time, this is my life. I'm not going to settle for this. I'm not going to live below the line down here. Got to change. And that comes from the warrior. Aliveness is the A. This is where you actually model happy and successful people. It's not about studying sick people or people dealing with trouble in their lives. It's really like, how do I model people who are actually having fun again? Like, what a concept, right? Like for me, my aliveness community is skydiving. Like I spent the whole weekend skydiving with everyone, and you couldn't believe, like I made a new friend and he is so nice. And we hung out, we watched the Dodgers win the World Series, and it's like he's just such an amazing person. And what I'm finding in my aliveness community is nobody knows about my YouTube channel, of course, because it's so friggin' small already. But as it grows and as more people in my Facebook groups learn about what I do, they would be so shocked that I have this crazy past of dealing with somebody trying to kill me, and abuse me. The key is being in these aliveness communities, and it doesn't have to be skydiving. It could be e-biking for women, a women's e-biking group. It could be a self-defense class. It could be knitting. It doesn't matter as long as it involves other people and your identity is not a survivor in that group. That's key. Last one, gratitude. I can't tell you how important this is. When you're down here, going back to this chart of dealing with arguably the worst thing you ever had in your life, it's really easy when you're living in the mud, the emotional mud down here. It's really easy